The Lipstick League. The debate over women's baseball. Gender inequality. Gender inequality is when one gender is prioritized over the other. This is a big problem in today's society and sports, and has caused many debates over whether females can play certain sports and how much they should be paid doing so.
What is Title IX? Title IX is a federal civil rights law in the United States of America that was passed as an amendment on June 23, 1972. This amendment makes it unlawful for schools to discriminate against students in any school or other educational programs that has money provided from the federal government.
One major qualifier of this is baseball. Baseball has been played for hundreds of years and sometimes referred to as America's national pastime.
The reason baseball is a major qualifier is because there's no women's baseball, at least not anymore. One often misconception is that softball is women's baseball, and they couldn't be more wrong. Softball is its own different sport, completely different from baseball. Yes, they do have some similarities, but they are still different sports.
But if you look back into the history of baseball, there are a few years women took over baseball. In 1943, during World War II, baseball was taken over by women. The reason being is that many men from the MLB were drafted into war. This brought concern to a man named Philip K. Wrigley, the owner of the Chicago Cubs, an MLB team, and chewing gum industrialist. So, he invented what is known as the All-American Girls Baseball League, or AAGPBL for short. This was one of the first times women had a league of their own. Women came from Canada, America, and Cuba to try out and participate in this world-changing league. But don't think Philip K. Wrigley was a feminist, because he wasn't. He was worried about himself and his money. He was just looking for a way to further expand his pockets. The All-American Girls Professional Baseball League was successful and attracted thousands of fans across the country to watch the games. It had 15 teams and over 500 women and gave them an opportunity never available to them before. Unfortunately, the AAGPBL only lasted a mere 11 years from 1943 to 1954.
The first successful game was played on May 30th, 1943. The first season was quite successful. In 1948, the league peaked when they drew more than 1 million fans to the stands with only 10 teams. Most of these games were played in the Midwestern cities such as Minneapolis and Chicago of the United States. They thought that the league was their life and they'd rather play ball than eat. This shows how important baseball was to them.
In 1954, the league was stopped in its tracks. Why? Because of the lack of money, funds, and interest from owners who weren't willing to keep the league ongoing. This was frowned upon by many, but others didn't care or even approved of it. The debate of this documentary is, should they start the AAGPBL again, and if so, why? Many people think that they should restart it because there is a significantly larger population now than there was back in the 1940s and 50s. They say it will work very well. As a personal opinion, we think they should bring it back for many reasons, but mainly to prove that women are capable of doing anything men can do. On the other hand, some people think that women should just stick to softball. They think that women aren't physically capable of doing these types of things. Baseball is a wonderful sport and should be played by anyone, no matter their gender, race, or background.